What's poppin', Carolina Nation and all my Pantherologists? Welcome to today's video, the Carolina Panthers Week 12 report card. And before we get into today's topic, go ahead and go check out my other video before this one. I want to tell y'all you need to check that out before this one because it kind of leads into it a little bit. As always, I ask that you keep showing your support by subscribing to the channel if you want to continue getting the raw content of the Carolina Panthers that you deserve as fans. And as always, pound that like button to keep showing your support. The more subscribers, the more likes I get, the more it helps out me and the channel to bring more raw content to you. Then comment down below, let me know what you think. And as always, click that notifications bell too when you're doing the liking and subscribing, because that will always notify you for now on that when the new videos come out. Alright? So, the Week 12 report card leads off with the offensive side, which is what we're going to start off with. Alright? So, the Carolina Panthers fell to a 4-8 this Sunday with a road loss to the Minnesota Vikings, as we all know. Now, the offense really struggled, in my opinion, to do much of anything and ultimately cost the Panthers to get in this game. Now, Carolina did have 2 defensive touchdowns in this game and still lost, which I think should tell you something about the day the offense had. So here's how each phase of the offense was graded out in Week 12. First things first, we're going to talk about the passing game. I gave it a C-. Now, you could make an argument for the case that this could be a D, and I really wouldn't disagree with you. The only reason why I graded it slightly higher is because Teddy Bridgewater did connect on a handful of explosive plays in the passing game, including a 41-yard touchdown to Robbie Anderson. And then also he had a 35-yard prayer to Curtis Samuel at the end of the game. Now, in Bridgewater's first game back, he looked a bit rusty. He was late on some throws and looked like he was unsure of himself, really. And when going through his reads, which is very unusual for Teddy, normally he gets the ball out of his hands quick and doesn't hesitate when going through his progressions. So being late on one play cost him, as he threw an interception in the red zone to linebacker Eric Kendricks on a pass that was intended for Mike Davis. Next, run game. Gave it a C. The rushing attack was alright. Looking at the numbers, the team averaged 3.8 yards per carry, but the longest run of the day was only for 13 yards, and that was by Cannon and Smith. Mike Davis' longest run of the day was on the first play of the game, which went for 10 yards. Now, the run game was good enough to keep the defense guessing, but the lack of explosive plays is what was concerning to me. Next, blocking. I gave it a C. The Vikings were not able to record a sack on Teddy Bridgewater, but did register 3 quarterback hits and 6 tackles for loss. Even those numbers aren't terrible, but what doesn't show up is how many times the pressure collapsed the pocket and forced Teddy to make a quick decision. It wasn't the offensive line's worst performance by any means, but it wasn't their best. Right tackle Taylor Moton played a darn near perfect game. Now, my defensive grades for the Panthers are a bit of a mixed bag for this week. First things first, let's talk about the pass defense. And I gave it a D. The first 3 quarters of the game was actually not that bad, as Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense seemed flustered at times, only putting up a mere 10 points. Once the game reached the 4th and final quarter, Cousins caught on fire, really, and he couldn't miss. I mean, Busy Johnson, Kyle Rudolph, Chad Beebe all had 7 receptions apiece for Minnesota. And it's not like the Panthers had trouble defending just one guy in particular. It was the entire receiving unit. Next, let's talk about the run defense. Now, I gave this an A. And I tell you what, holding a guy like Dalvin Cook to just 61 yards on 18 carries is very hard to do. And it's something I thought this Carolina defense was not able or capable of doing. Especially because since their blowout home loss to Tampa Bay, the Panthers have allowed just 136 rushing yards in the past 2 games. Maybe, just maybe, that front 7 is starting to figure some things out. Next, pressure. I gave it a B+. The Panthers were able to bring Cousins down to the ground twice and also put 9 hits on him. They were able to put pressure on him early and often, but as the game went on, I thought the defensive coordinator, Phil Snow, pulled back the range just a little bit, especially on the aggressive approach, and became more conservative. The only reason this area didn't grade out as an A is because there were a few missed opportunities late in the game that could have helped win the game. So guys, that is my Week 12 report card for the Carolina Panthers. As always, like I keep asking you, show them that support, pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, click that notifications bell so you get the new videos when they come out. Comment down below. I love to hear your comments. I like to hear what y'all have to say. Panther Nation, Pantherologists, keep pounding.